Monday. That was unnecessarily long hold on that note. Oh man, so Tony and I just we just walked around the house and kind of try to get a game plan for today and the week. So Tony is going to start back where he was at on Thursday, just getting trying to get all of the staining and nail hole filling and all that up to everything done. Because we would love to get all the ladders out of here for when the tile guys get in here, and hopefully not have to bring as few ladders back in the house as possible. So all the up high stuff, get all that done. Maybe get some of the chandeliers hung. But either way, he's gonna be focused on that. I'm gonna go back up on the roof and keep on, probably actually get the little lower landing area, get that framed up. So yeah, let's get to it. So take on a little journey with me to try to figure out how to properly attach the joist on this far end over here. So as you can see here, there's not much room. I left myself 2.5 inches between the skylight and this rim joist right here. So I need to figure out how to attach that. Obviously I can't get a nail gun down in like that to toenail down. So my thought is, if I take a chunk of 4x4, got this. Okay, and it won't be this long. But my thought is, if I out of the way. Okay. So, if I essentially use this as my block, only for these first two joists, or this first joist across here on these girders, then what I can do is preemptively lag this joist to my 4x4 block, and then I can actually lag this 4x4 down into this 4x4, which is anchored to here, so that will provide structure down. I don't know any way else to do it. I was trying to figure out if I could somehow just still use a 2x6, but there's just no way to secure this very well down to here, other than, just be toenailed down. So I had calculated, I'm doing a stair stringers right now. As you can see, one's already cut out. It is too short. When I was doing the calculations here, I got my amount of risers mixed up with the amount of treads that I need, and so I calculated it wrong. So that one, unfortunately, is wasted. So actually, but plus side, because that's too short, I wanted these the stringers to more similarly match the other ones that we had, because the customer really likes on the back deck we actually did 14-inch treads and only 6-inch risers, and he loved that. He loved the shorter risers, longer treads. And when I calculated it originally, I thought it was going to be 7 3/16 treads. This actually makes it to where it's 6 3/16 treads, or excuse me, 6 3/16 risers, and now I can do my 14-inch treads. So it actually ended up working out. Bummer that I messed that up, but at least the customer will be even happier with how these stairs are going to turn out. So I'm going to get these treads cut out, and then it'll be probably about lunchtime. Okay, got my first stringer cut out, and I have my mark here. Really hard to see on the camera, but I have my mark right here at 6 3/16, which is my riser height. Now let's check and see how we did. That is not too bad. So got my stringer cut out. That'll be my template. I can cut the rest of the stringers out, and it's looking pretty good. Lands pretty well on here. I'm going to use this 2x12. That's kind of a bottom plate, you can say, notched out right there. That'll just provide a nice solid footing for this to go down instead of blocking between here. Just put a 2x12 down, or whatever kind of lumber, but that'll provide the biggest footprint. And then I can just attach this to here, which this will be attached under there. So we're good to go. Look at who's here. Joey's here. He's actually been here for a little while. Came around lunchtime. But he is going to help me by finishing up the blocking along there. We just had a conversation about handrails / glass and all that. So we were just trying to figure out where we needed blocking and where we didn't. So we got that figured out. I'm almost done with the stringers. So we can actually get the stringers installed and yeah, maybe have some functioning stairs today. So that's the goal.
So I just realized when we first started this build, this was one of the things in the job that was a little bit, not unfinished, but not super thought out as far as practicality is concerned. So what was here before is you would step out of that skylight on the far north side of it, and there was just a walking surface that was, you know, adhered to this existing PVC roof, and a minimal stainless steel handrail that wrapped around quickly to a ship ladder, which is basically a very steep stair set. So,
that would go where we have our existing stairs, but it would just be a little like ladder.
Yeah, and so it would feel very climby. You would walk up your nice spiral staircase, step out here, and then the minimal handrail as it is maybe felt a little bit too open for being so high up on the roof. And then that, and then having to actually climb up onto the upper deck was just a little bit not what the owner's going for. So the idea is that you step out, you're on a big wide open platform, walk around this thing. It all has tall, full height stainless steel brackets with full glass onto a full stair set that has 14-inch treads, very comfortable and safe feeling. So that the idea is it's not clammy, it's very walky and safe and predictable.
And the whole point of this is to be able to host kind of, whether it's like a dinner party or whatever, just people hanging out up here. So we even deviated from the original size of this, and so that when people come down these stairs, it's not this awkward look, squeezing by each other. We have plenty of room so that somebody coming down the stairs and somebody's going up the stairs, it's not a squeeze pinch point right here. You have plenty of room to have people going up and down and in and out. So yeah, Joey just wanted to give you an update on where we're at.
It's one of those things where you're not like out of room here, even extending it the extra almost 2 feet or maybe 2 feet that we did. You still have plenty of room to the solar panel, and this kind of makes it nicely match up with where your tracks end here. And this is a pretty natural like pause point to do some of your initial oohs and ahs of the crazy view that's here.
Just look at that.
And if you have different ages of people, you might pass up grandma on the right side while you blow up past her to get up to the upper deck while she takes a pause here and is in no one's way. Sorry, grandma.
Get out of the way, grandma. Well, it's the end of the day up here on the deck. Look at this. We got this whole lower section framed up. We got the stairs framed up, just about ready. I was gonna get started on getting the border, but we just ran out of time. So yeah, made some good progress. Tony was inside just doing some more sanding and finishing, trying to get the final coats on all the windows and doors. But yeah, that's it for today. See you in the morning. It's Tuesday morning and it's a beautiful day. But too bad for Tony because he's gonna be inside.
You can still get a sunburn in here with these windows.
Yeah, exactly. There's still plenty of sunlight that comes in. So probably the number one thing on the docket for this morning is actually these stairs here are gonna actually extend out, because after the owner felt the 14-inch treads that we did on the back there, he really likes the bigger treads. So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about these because we don't want these to extend past this wall. But because we have plenty of room to come out this way, he would prefer to have these out. So what we're gonna do is essentially just add on to these. I mean, we already have the treads here, so we can actually just frame out in front of each stair and just make them bigger. So easy enough. And the main reason why we have to prioritize this is because tile guys are actually coming back today to start at least getting this area prepped in here, because this is going to be tile, that's going to be hardwood, and that's going to be hardwood. So that's what we're going to prioritize. And then I'm going to go back up on the roof. So yeah, let's do that. Look at that. Tony got the stairs done. So you can see it made it a significant amount longer, but that's what the customer wants, and I don't disagree at all. These being the stairs going into the master bedroom, you kind of want like big grand stairs, so it'd be kind of nice to have more than your foot length there, so not your foot isn't hanging up any stairs. So unfortunately, we have the PEX running through here for the heated floors, so that's why Tony is getting those pails on there, because we just are going to have to subfloor adhesive that down to the floor. But I mean, it is attached to the existing framing. There's just nothing holding it down, so that should keep it down, because it's going to have flooring on top of it, and it's going to weigh it down. So it should be totally fine. But yeah, so now I am going to go back up on the roof and keep working on the deck, and Tony is going to trim away.
You know, part of the thing about working on the job site is proper nutrition. And when you're a single guy like me, really a hot beverage on the go is important in the mornings. So I like to
Suction burrito.
keep my burrito nice and warm.
Okay, so I just finished up what I guess I could call just like the fascia for this section of the deck. Might be wondering, how come it's different from that? You guys did hardy up there, and you're just doing a deck board for that? Well, we're gonna have to make a transition somewhere, because this is actually quite a bit lower than that, and instead of scaling that down to this, we just figured let's just use a deck board. It's gonna be that much easier. Plus, that actually is visible from down there. This is not. So we figured, you know what? No one's even going to be able to see this, so you won't even be able to see a difference between those. But we wanted to just put something around there so you didn't see framing, So we figured let's just use a deck board, because if you see it, it'll still look nice. And actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition from the Hardy to the Red Batu on the stringers. So we have some 1x12 there, 5/4 by 12, that we are going to rip down. And well, not rip down, we're actually gonna make it to where it follows the stringer, and that will cap the side there. Now, I'm gonna work on getting the border around this lower section, and so we can actually start putting deck bolts. Open. This is actually the first time I've actually seen it open and close, but I wanted to have this open so that I could verify that it wasn't going to contact this board right here on the border, and it was definitely going to, so I'm really glad it did that. So I was off by like a 1/4 inch, so I have to scoot this end of the board in just a little bit, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So now the skylight will not contact that. So, all right, let's do that. And then finally the border will be completed, secured, exactly where we need it to be, and then start doing deck boards. Are you filming right now?
End of the day here. Checking out all the work everyone's getting done. This deck is incredible. This is the first time I think that we've ever framed a deck 1 foot on center. And it just feels so solid. I mean, this material for one, it's of course just the surface material. What's it called? Red Batu. It is so solid. I mean, it just feels like you're walking on concrete. There's no flex, there's no squeak, there's no sort of old grandparents' deck built 60 years ago feel to it. And I'm convinced that the way that we're doing it is not going to feel that way for a very long time, ever. So I'm impressed with it. I want to build decks like this all the time. I think trying to pick the farthest maximum span allowable for any given product is just kind of asking for trouble. And taking the opposite approach, I think, is the way to do it, because the deck just feels night and day different from like your typical 2 foot on center or 29 on center, deck framed. So, red. Well, we finally got old Sparky back. This thing was just leaking fluid all over the place, as you can tell by some of the stains over in that corner. But we were finally able to get things organized. All these boxes have just been spladled about the whole shop and property. And now I finally get to get some stuff loaded up and taken to the job site. So as you can tell, we're loading up this Gen Air microwave and the downdraft system. That thing was back ordered forever, so it took a long time to get here, but it kind of worked out because other things were holding up the Granite folks from being able to punch their last holes in things for faucets, sinks, downdraft systems. So now that everything else is not holding us up, this isn't holding us up, we can get some things 100%ed, which is awesome.
We have another beautiful morning in Trinidad. Yeah, only in Humboldt, well, probably other places in the world, but Humboldt County is very good at having like a super, super nice day followed by a super foggy day. But you'd be like, why do you have your hat on there, Alex? Because you don't know when the sun's just gonna snap through the clouds and then I'm just gonna get burnt. So I just wear this all day. Anyways, so more deck framing. Sorry, not deck framing. We're done with framing. Putting down deck boards. And more trim for Tony. But today may be the last day of finish. So we might be like completely everything up to as far as we can go, as far as final sanding, final coat on everything that we have done. Obviously, we still have some more interior doors, pocket doors and stuff like that, but for what we have installed, what we have, all the trim, that will be all up to completion today. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. So these are just a little attention to details that we like to do. Just seems like it's a waste of time sometimes, but when you just have a corner like this and you have the routered edge on it, it just brings it all together and it's just so visually appealing. So I like to take a little extra time on stuff like that just to get, because you just want to appreciate this type of deck, and there's gonna be a lot of time spent up here. So the details really matter. I'm standing on the deck, and look at this. Got that done. I love this. Like, Joey and I just can't stop talking about how firm it is, and just, it doesn't even feel like we're on a deck. It's just doing the 1 foot on center, total game changer. We're gonna do this from now on. It just, when you have a deck, especially where there's gonna be so much traffic up here, because a lot of people are gonna be coming up here and hanging out, and you know, just, this is kind of like we've talked about, the focal point of the house. So we want to do it right, and man, I am so glad we're doing it like this. And the red butt too looks super, super good. So anyways, I'm gonna clean up and we're gonna go home and be back in the morning, and hopefully we can get this whole thing done. Well, at least like laying the deck boards, and we've got a really good idea for doing the stairs that'll tie this in, and maybe you'll see that tomorrow, but I don't want to reveal it yet. It's gonna be really cool. It's Thursday morning. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day today, but supposedly there's rain coming this weekend, which stinks. I'm supposed to build a fence in my house, but anyways, today is Logan's last day, and I probably noticed that he hasn't been here. Neither Skylar. They have been down in Fortuna working on the rental house, so I'm not even gonna get to see Logan on his last day. Anyways, so I'm gonna get started, and oh, Tony is late, so he's fired. But I'm gonna get started on getting all of our faucets where they need to go. Countertop guys are coming here to finish the remainder of the countertops. So actually I need to get subtops in too. So that's what I'm gonna do first, and then back up on the roof and keep on decking. So just gonna pick up where I left off. We're doing just a stagger pattern, just short, long, short, long, short, long. Just that's how it worked out best with the lumber that we had for the least amount of waste. So Yeah, and I think it'll look real nice and tidy, not having too much broken up. So, yeah, get back to it. You know, I realize there's probably worse places to be working. Yeah,
No, not towards the spoil.
just kidding. I would never do that. There you go.
Well, this is me adding more and more and more and more blocking for Alex because he's super extra.
Exactly.
He decided if we're gonna put a border around the upper deck, then we must do a border around the stairs. The border requires an absurd amount of blocking.
It's not absurd.
It feels kind of absurd.
One per side. That's.
It feels like a lot because these stairs already weigh 12,000 pounds because we did, what is that, 10-inch on center stringers?
Yeah, more or less.
And now we're like filling up the entire void between the stringers with more blocking.
And we're doing cantilever stairs.
Oh yeah, and check out these cantilever stairs. Can you really hate on that style? Unsportsmanlike conduct. At the end of the day, we're cleaning up and it's looking pretty clean. We tried looking for trash, but we're just too clean. We don't have any cleanup to do. Good job, us.